But this morning, instead of talking football, we're of course talking about referees again. We've been inundated with calls all morning from you fans out there. Not just the fans. Former Premier League manager Neil Warnock got in touch early this morning to have his say on his favourite subject, referees.
I remember Bill Shankly saying, they know the laws, but they don't know the game.
Yeah.
And nothing has changed in all them years. I listened to Chris, and Chris is a lovely bloke, but he's one of them. They know the rules, they know it inside out, they know what should be happening, they know this, but they haven't got any idea about common sense. You know, Craig Pawson, I remember at Cardiff, him costing me 2 points against Chelsea. 2-yard offside, so I wanted VAR. You hit it. I think you said it, Jeff. Are you enjoying Premiership now? I'm not.
No.
I mean, I thought last night's game was fantastic, and I think if that goal had been given in the end, it would have ended a great game. The Liverpool have got their player for the next game, and you know, and what can you say? But you don't get too many games like that now. No. Everything's talking about VAR, and I mean, we all wanted it, but it's killing. I mean, imagine now as a manager.
Well, look, I mean, there have been texts all morning long. People falling out of love with football through VAR. Some supporting VAR as well. Let's be honest. Let's find out how you're feeling, shall we? We've had phenomenal response on text and by phone as well. Andy is next to have his say. Andy's a Chelsea fan. Morning, Andy.
Morning, Andy.
Morning, Jeff. Morning, Ali.
So what's your view about what's happened at the weekend and VAR in general?
VAR in general, I'm not enjoying. I'm not sure it brings anything to the game in a positive manner. Might bring a little bit of debate, which is fair enough. But other than that, at the beginning, I thought we needed it because of seeing injustice, on the cameras would drive people mad. So you thought, well, VAR will get it all right. But that's not the way it works. So I'm thinking along the lines of, I understand if there's a petition that collects 100,000 names, it gets debated in Parliament. So I'm wondering whether talkSPORT could in some way start a petition. I'm thinking that with the attendances in the Premier League, 100,000 isn't an awful lot of names to collect. And if, as you two and me think, that the majority of match-going supporters are down on VAR, then maybe the hierarchy will realise that they've got to do something.
Andy, I've just said the exact same thing myself 2 minutes ago. I said if the most important people in the game are the fans, and they are the fans, mate, there's no doubt about that, then give them a say. Let's hear what they want.
Tony Cascarino said a couple of years ago that he feared football would die a death if it wasn't changed because he wasn't enjoying it anymore. And I got a lump in my throat at the time, thinking like, my God, he could be right. And life without football is, a different sort of outlook. And I'm thinking, maybe it's my old age that I'm just getting a bit emotional about it. But if you imagine like you've got kids and grandkids, I don't know how they're going to, start to love the game, because it's totally different now to what it was when I fell in love with it.
Yeah, a great Andy. Thank you very much. I think Andy makes a great point as well. The one thing about VAR is it just hasn't enhanced the enjoyment of football, has it?
Not at all. The opposite. The opposite. Actually, it's quite the complete opposite.
Paul in Glasgow says he thinks VAR is not the issue. So Craig Pawson was asked to go to the screen. For me, he had the opportunity to say, no, I'll stick with my original decision and the goal stands. And that would have been a common sense approach and no one would have been bothered by it. Now it's just added another nail to the coffin of the game. Yeah, but referees, feel obliged, don't they, Paul? They feel obliged to go along with what the VAR says. And that's one of my points, is that it isn't the referees who are making the decisions. They're not being asked to take a look. They're being told. They're being told what they should do. Let's go to Jim, the Liverpool fan. Morning, Jim.
Good morning, Jim.
Morning, man. Jeff, Ali, how are you doing?
Good,
very
mate,
well, Jim. Thanks very much. What did you think of the weekend, mate?
Well, sure. Look, football is gone as far as I'm concerned with regard to enjoyment from it. What a joy it was to watch the FA Cup weekend a couple of weeks ago.
Here.
When there was no VAR and all of that, and that's where I'm at with it. I think the fundamentals are all wrong. I think if you compare, and I don't like to compare football and rugby, but if you compare the TMO in rugby union, you've got the referee, right, I'm going to allow the try, but can you just check, was there a foul, or was there a forward pass, or was there this? Well, I think the referee's assistants should be actually assisting him. We look at offsides, and if a guy's hair on his elbow is offside, after 10 minutes we decide, yeah, he's offside, goal disallowed. I think that should be an instant thing, and it should be on the pitch. Little earpiece. Jeff, you're refereeing it. Ali's on the line. Jeff, I think he's offside. Okay, I'm going to let it run, see how it plays. Put your flag up.
Yeah.
Done. You don't need to go upstairs. I think it's ridiculous now, and there's so much money involved in football that these decisions are affecting that, and players now stopping in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
The referee blows the whistle because the player stopped playing.
Yeah, no.
Jim, you're spot on. And
there's no more personality anymore, and I think the referees should have a personality. Remember Pierluigi Collina?
Yeah.
Nobody messed with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think, Jim, you make a great point as well. See, particularly the offside, I don't know what you guys think about it. See, once you start slowing it down and you're having to draw lines and things like that, just give a goal.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And it's not even a slow process anymore sometimes. 7-8 minutes to make the wrong decision.
Yeah. Jim, thank you very much.
Thanks, Jim.
Joshua's a Birmingham City fan. He says, cheering us on to finish between 3rd and 21st so we don't have to deal with VAR every week. Adam's a Newcastle fan. Morning, Adam.
Morning, Adam.
Morning, gents. How are you doing?
Yeah,
well,
good,
mate,
thanks, mate.
you.
Yeah. So what did you make of it all?
Well, I've got a bit of an unpopular opinion of that. I kind of agree with the VAR on this one, because I think if Szoboszlai had cleared the ball and got to it, then you'd have wanted VAR to go back and kind of pull Haaland up, in which case you then want to go back and pull Szoboszlai up for the foul at the edge of the box as well. So I understand why the ref's done what he's done, because you can't follow some rules but not others.
Yeah. But Adam,
do that.
The official line though, Adam, was that they pulled it back, or Szoboszlai being sent off for denying an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, but the ball ended up in the net. So how does that make any sense?
Because Szoboszlai would have reached it if Haaland hadn't have pulled him back. In my opinion.
I know. Do you know something? I'm not sure he would have, but I hear where you're coming from, Adam. But I just think it opens up. Well, it's opened a right can of worms, because I think the easiest thing, and with the vast majority, I hear what you're saying, but the vast majority of people, myself included, think the easiest, just give a goal, because effectively as a goal the ball ends up in the back of the net, and as Jeff said, he sent him off for denying an obvious goal scoring opportunity, but it ended up a goal.
Adam, just quickly, let's do something extreme here and talk about football for a moment, shall we? Are you worried about Newcastle at all? Oh, he's gone.
We've lost him. He must be then. And answer your question, yes.
Yeah. Tried to talk about football and not VAR, and you get blanked. That's what happens. Brilliant. Anyway, it's been the topic of conversation all morning. I'm going to put my hand on heart and say, a lot of matches, 10 Premier League games this week. Please, let's have no VAR controversy. Let's just get the decisions right, boys.